Okay, dedication here now. Verse 40. May all medicine be effective and repeating and mantras successful. May darken cannibals and like be endowed with compassionate mind. May no living creature ever suffer, commit wrong, or the evil fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittle, or their mind ever be depressed. May all temples and monasteries, may reading and recitation of flourish and remain. May the Sangha always be in harmony, and may their purpose be accomplished. May monks design to practice, find quiet and solitary places, and through having abandoned all wandering thoughts, may they meditate with the flexible minds. May nuns be materially sufficient, abandon quarreling with each other, and be unharmed. Similarly, may all ordained ones never let their morality weaken. Having repented any moral faults, may transgression always be eradicated, and thereby obtaining a happiness state of birth. May spiritual conduct not decline even there. May the wise be honored, and may they receive alms. May their one mind be completely pure, and may they renounce in all directions. May being not experience the misery of lower realms, and may they never know any hardship with physical form superior to the gods. May they swiftly attain Buddhahood. May sentient beings again and again make offering to all Buddhas, and may they constantly be joyful with the inconceivable bliss of the Buddha. Just as they intended, may the Bodhisattvas fulfill the welfare of the world. May all sentient beings receive whatever the Buddha have intended for them. Similarly, may the Pitaka Buddhas and the Sarvaka find happiness, and until I reach the level of joyous one through the kindness of Manju Gosha, may I be mindful throughout out my life and always obtain ordination. May I live in be sustained, be simple common foods, and in all my life may I find the ideal solitude for practicing Dharma. Whenever I wish to see something or even wish to ask the slightest question, may I behold without any hindrances the Lord Manju Gosha himself. In order to fulfill the needs of beings who reach unto the end of space, may my way of life be just like that of Manju Gosha. For as long as space endures, for as long as living beings remain, until then I too abide to dispel the misery of them. This is favorite dedication of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. As long dedicating on benefit of all sentient beings. May all the pains of living creatures ripen slowly upon myself, and through the might of Bodhisattva Sangha, may all beings experience happiness. May the teaching which are the sole medicine for suffering and origin of every joy be materially supported and honored and abide for a very long time. I posted to Manju Gosha, through whose kindness wholesome mind ensue, and I posted to my spiritual masters, through the whose kindness I develop. Kunkul. Now, Kolopons. These conclude the Guide to the Bodhisattva Way of Life, composed by Acharya Shantideva. So Shantideva was great Indian master, 8th century. So since he composed these texts, right, in the root texts of the Bodhisattva. So after that, so there are maybe lots of commentary. Nyingma master, Gelugpa master, Sakya, all the lineage practice this Guide to the Bodhisattva Way of Life. So the root text is composed by the Indian master Shantideva. Was born in Gujarat area in India, and so he composed this text. And then since there are many commentaries, maybe 125 commentaries according to all the different masters, Indian commentary as well as commentary by the Tibetan masters of the Gelugpa, Nyingma, Sakya, Kagyu. It was translated from Sanskrit into Tibetan, edited, and so this one is because Buddhism came to Tibet 8th century, because Tibetan king invite one of the greatest Indian master, Santiraksita, and so he came to Tibet to teach the Dharma. But so at that time, Tibet is not very wild place. So many evil spirit, hindrances or making obstacles to succeed the Dharma. So Santiraksita said to the king, you should invite great Indian master Pema to Tibet to subdue all this evil, and then I will start teaching. First ordination given by the Santiraksita in Samya monastery. So that monastery, there's a translator group, all Sangha group, and lay people all in the monastery in Tibet. So this is one of the very old monastery in Samya. So it's still monastery there. So anyway, so king invite Pema Sambhava. And Pema Sambhava already in Nepal, ready to go to Tibet. He had clairvoyance. So then he was in Nepal when we go to, remember, holy place on the mountain, that area, Pema Sambhava came. So he was standing there and ready to go to Tibet. So he came to Tibet and subdued all the evil, and Santiraksita started giving ordination. So ordination and giving teachings. And then he said to the Tibetan king, you have very rich script, Tibetan letter, So we have in Tibet, we're a big country. So we have 125 different dialects in Tibet. Dialect totally different, east to west. Same script, but now they analyze and they found that there are 15 different types of script in Tibet. So Tibet is a very big country, and 125 different dialects. But the script, usually all are same script, letters same, Tibetan. But now they found maybe 15 different types of script. Most are lost, only 5, 6, most are not all. Anyway, so Santiraksita told Tibetan king, you have this very rich script and letter, and you should translate all Sanskrit Kangu to Tibetan letter. You should translate all Tengu, 112 volumes of the Indian master, to Tibetan. So king then 110 translator work together. It's a very famous Lodha Rinchen Sangho, many different. So this one, Rinchen Sangho, the Rinchen Sangho is one of the very famous Rinchen Sangho. You see the Ladakh Rinchen Sangho monastery there too, in Ladakh. Anyway, so he told, so because of kindness of Santi Rakshita, so 110 translated all kind to Tibetan later. So 112 volumes Kangu, and translated all the Indian commentary, Tengu, which is 212 volumes. All this translated to Tibetan. These 110 translated. Because of kindness of Santi Rakshasa said, you should do this. Keep, sustain. If we didn't translate, all this gone, No, in India, all gone, So His Holiness saying we are the Chela, disciple of Indian. India is our guru, but we are very reliable Chela. You often told me, we keep all your teachings. Anyway, so this one, this Sanskrit into set upon from the Kashmir in India. Before Kashmir, lots of Buddhists there, all the master, like Vasubandhu and all this coming from that area. So, and translator monk Peltsek, Kawa Peltsek, this is very famous. He translated many texts when we look Peltsek. And one is Rinchen Sangha. So both these translated from Sanskrit letter to Tibetan. Translator is Peltsek, and then also Rinchen Sangha translated this. So this is how we have this precious text translated. So we finish all this 10 chapter, and now I want to read from the beginning of this chapter. So we have, in Tibet, we have lineage. Lineage is very important, If there is no lineage, you can read the book, the blessing, You must have lineage coming from the authentic master, So the lineage giving, when we talk about the Bodhisattva mind, right? So this is talking about Bodhisattva mind. So this lineage, Bodhisattva mind is, there are two lineage coming from India. One is Bodhisattva lineage, 7 cause and effect Bodhisattva mind. Second one is exchanging oneself to other. So these both lineage coming from India to Tibet. So first, this lineage, the Bodhisattva lineage, right? This lineage is exchanging oneself to other, So this is extraordinary meditation on the Bodhisattva mind. So first we have number 1, recognizing self and other are same. Number 2, then thinking many disadvantage of this chronic self-judging mind. Number 3, thinking many advantage of the practicing Bodhisattva mind and compassion. Number 4, actual practice of exchanging oneself to other. And number 5, giving and taking meditation on the breathing. So this is the 5 point. So this lineage, first coming from India, right? Buddha Shakyamuni passed this lineage to Manjushri. So Manjushri passed this lineage to Shantideva, this master who composed. Shantideva passed this lineage to this one, Selingpa, which means Dharma Rakshita. Indonesia, Barabutra, go to Indian master. Dharma Rakshita is the teacher of Atisha, whom Atisha received Bodhicitta lineage. Went from India by ocean for 12 months, went to Indonesia. So that's Dharma Rakshita. We call Selingpa is Dharma Rakshita. So Dharma Rakshita, Selingpa give this lineage to Atisha. So Atisha lineage back to Lama Tsongkhapa, and then back to all the great masters, till now, His Holiness Dalai Lama. And so we have lineage, So when you have lineage, you receive the blessing from all this authentic master, I told you lineage is just like a power line. And if there's no power line, we can't have power, So power line there, then we have many things we can do. When we can see, we can cook the food, whatever, So lineage is like power line. So because of that, so that's the lineage we are talking about, this one. And now I want to read from the beginning. We finish all this text. Benefit of the awakening mind. Respectfully, I prostrate myself to the Sukada who are endowed with the Dharmakaya, as well as to their noble children and to all who are worthy of veneration. Here I shall explain how to engage in the vows of the Buddha's children, the meaning of which I have condensed in accordance with the scripture. There's nothing here that has been explained before, and I have the skill in the art of rigs. Therefore, lacking any intention to benefit others, I write this in order to acquaint into my mind. For due to acquaintance with what is wholesome, the force of my faith may for a short while increase because of these words. If, however, these words are seen by others, equal fortunate to myself, it may be meaningful for them. Leisures and endowments are very hard to find, and since they are accomplished, what is meaningful for humanity? If I do not take advantage of them now, how will such perfect opportunity come about again? So this will completely finish this Bodhisattva way of life. This is very big topic, So it's just like, anyway, so this one composer is great master, Shantideva. We believe Shantideva is the reincarnation of the Manjushri. So he can see the Manjushri like us and talk and receive many teachings. And so when he composed this text, he was in Nalanda institution in India, and he is not like something showing, he looks like a very lazy monk. So his name, his nickname is Three Thoughts, eating, sleeping, and going to toilet. That nickname, the monks think he's very all the time sleeping, and they thought he was very lazy monk. So in that institution, everybody have to have opportunity to teach. So So next day they told him that tomorrow you are turn to teach Dharma in the monastery. And he said, "Oh, how can I teach? I'm very ignorant man, Well, you have to teach, otherwise we will kick out from the monastery. So it is our." So and then he accepted tomorrow. So in the monastery, everyone, like lots of advertising. He's teaching tomorrow everywhere. Put poster. I don't know, but lots of people, because tomorrow he's giving teaching this lazy monk or something like that. And then they were so mean to him. A very high throne, The throne is very high, And then before he entered the temple, he do the prostration, and the throne very high, prostration. And after prostration, then throne, you can't sit on it; it's too high. So he just put his hand like this, and just calm down, And he sit there. Everyone very shocked, They thought he was. Then he asked question, whether I can teach something already taught by Buddha or something you want new, or we want something, very special new teaching from you. So he started this recitation of this first chapter, reciting and first chapter to ninth chapter. And after ninth chapter, then he flown on the sky, on the sky. And that all the, masters, they are very highly realized. They also fly together, And then he was going way up. They said maybe close to Shambhala gate. And says, now you can't come from in this gate. So they have no. So they come back and they're missing one chapter, chapter number 10 is missing, The chapter 9 already recited. But when chapter number 10 started, then he flew on the sky, and then they don't know the chapter number 10. And then a couple of months, they heard he was in South India, somewhere, Shanti over there in the South India, somewhere in the temple, and they heard from the Nalanda institution and sent message up. Could you please finish this chapter number 10, And he says, where I used to live on the sailing, I put chapter number 10 there, That's the last chapter, dedication finish, okay. So that's the lineage history of this book, okay. Now we have tea ceremony and meditation, Bodhisattva. Okay. Okay, Bodhicitta. There are two lineages coming from India to Tibet. So one lineage is talking about 6 schools. And Bodhicitta. So that lineage coming, first lineage is from Bodhisattva Muni, passed this lineage to Maitreya Buddha, and Maitreya Buddha passed this lineage to Indian master Asanka. Asanka passed this lineage to Selingpa, there's Dharmaraksa, Indonesian master. And then Selingpa passed that lineage to great Indian master Atisha. Atisha passed that lineage to Tsongkhapa, Gelugpa. And then through His Holiness and all this teaching. So these two lineages coming from India. So all this lineage. And now Bodhicitta is all the very important practice. When if you don't, we talk about 84,000 teachings, all come to 2 points: Bodhicitta mind and wisdom realizing emptiness, wisdom and method. No matter all 84,000, as I mentioned before, 112 volume Kanju, thank you 212, and all main point is how to develop bodhicitta mind and how to develop wisdom realizing emptiness. Because bodhicitta is antidote to self-judging mind, and wisdom realizing emptiness is antidote to grasping mind. So these two, grasping mind and the self-judging mind, bring all the afflictive emotions. You know what I mean? So ignorance, through poison, then 6 root delusions, then it goes to the 22nd delusions, then it goes to the 84,000 delusions. All come from fundamental ignorance. So not understanding the nature or the reality of yourself. So therefore, if you understand your own nature, your own emptiness, there's no ignorance, no space of ignorance, right? Because if you are sitting there and when you're meditating on emptiness, and you are sitting there and you say, I am not independent existence, and then you are using your analytical meditation, because I am empty of inner existence. When you say I am empty of inner existence, it will dispel when you are thinking I am empty of inner existence, it opposes the inherent existence self. Right? If you are thinking I am independent existence, then this will oppose empty of inherent existence. So these two cannot go together, So it should be like that, even. So therefore, bodhicitta, if we have bodhicitta, is like powerful medicine. It will destroy even one single movement. If you think about bodhicitta, it will dispel many negative mind. Instead of reciting mantra, I'm not thinking bodhicitta, So bodhicitta is very powerful, If you have bodhicitta mind, right, will change the other people's mind, due to the power of the bodhicitta. There is a story in Tibet, this great monk meditating inside the cave, and he's thinking about bodhicitta mind. There are many spirits waiting to harm him, and harm him. They can't harm him, can't just meditate. And then one spirit come and told, what are you doing here? I'm waiting to harm this monk, And he says, I don't think you can harm this monk, because he practices loving kindness to you. You all spirits are included in his meditation object, How can you harm this? Impossible, Impossible, because when we talk about bodhicitta, right, have two feature qualities. Aspiration of oneself, shindu tunyi dumba means aspirations of others, randu tunyi dumba means aspirations of oneself. Bodhicitta is combined with two aspirations. Aspirations of oneself, Buddhahood. Aspirations of other, all living sentient beings, your object of bodhicitta meditation. So in order to achieve your aspiration, enlightenment, you need all beings to be object of your meditation. Right? So that's why bodhicitta is combined with two aspirations. Aspirations of oneself and aspirations of others. So bodhicitta, anyway, so if we want to meditate on bodhicitta, first we need equanimity. Equanimity meditation, like equalizing. It's like fertilizing the ground. If you want to grow something on the field, you have to make ground smooth, fertilize, and then you will plant the seed. So similarly, if you want to achieve bodhicitta mind, first step is equanimity. We are not equanimity mind, right? Because we have anger, we have desire, we have ignorance. Because we have three objects: enemy, stranger, and enemy, stranger, and relative. So we have to think about equanimity before you start meditation. Lama Tsongkhapa says, there's no permanent enemy, no permanent enemy, no permanent stranger, no permanent relative. Because stranger is not permanent, it is changeable. We see our eyes, everything changing, right? Relatives, friends are not permanent, it's changeable. Because we see many changing, right, in our life. And so bodhicitta, the first step is equanimity, equalizing. So equanimity, you have to use the logic, making sense or not. Yeah, no permanent enemy because it is changeable, is valid mind. Valid mind. A valid mind because it is changeable, we see very clearly. Stranger, enemy, then through that way we equalize our mind. Like not to attach, not to angry, not to ignore. So then mind became neutral mind. On the basis of neutral mind, then you can first limit. Maybe this is very difficult to, I don't know, maybe difficult in the West, to believe all mother sentient beings. We talk about all mother sentient beings because we believe everybody used to be our mom sometime in the past, like that. So all mother sentient beings, because we believe we have beginningless life. If you believe you have beginningless life, you must have beginningless mother. How can we prove like this? We can prove today your mind. If you ask today your mind, if somebody asks you, where does today your mind come from? Oh, you say, it come from yesterday. Oh, where does your yesterday mind come? Day before. How far we go like this? Where is the beginning of, you know what I mean? Today your mind coming from yesterday mind, right? Yesterday mind coming from day before, A day before, go like that. How far we will go? No beginning. Just like example of the seed. You know what I mean? You may have seed, right? We have barley seed. External things, right? People believe nobody rejects seed does not come from the cause. Everybody believes seed coming from cause. Right? And what is cause? How many different types of cause? We mainly talk about two types of cause: substantial cause and cooperative cause. Seed is substantial cause. Cooperative cause, water, all this help contribute to seed to grow. But first, if there is no seed, then doesn't matter, water, all good, impossible to grow, right? So no matter who you are, believer or non-believer, if we ask, where does barley seed coming from? Everyone said, it come from cause. Then you ask more questions, where does this seed cause coming from? He may say another cause. Where does this coming from, How far we will go? There's no beginning of this barley seed. Who knows? Who knows the beginning of this barley seed? External things like that, right, is the continuation of seed is beginningless. So similarly, to prove all mother beings We have to prove beginningless mind. If you have beginningless mind, then you might have mother, beginningless mother. It's small insect is your mother. Sometimes in the past, this bug is my mother, and I'm bug's daughter and son. Like this. If you believe, if your mind coming natural. First, take example of these mothers. This live mother, how kind. How mother take care of the child. No mother, baby will not survive. So and then go to other. And so that's all beings are sometimes used to be our mother, but time different. Time different. If somebody give you Christmas gift last year $100 and this year $100, what's the difference? $100 same, but time different. Last year Christmas give $100. This year you will give $100. $100 exactly same, but time different, isn't it? So similarly, on the basis of this equanimity, then you have to think all beings are used to be my mom, They are my mom, sometimes in the past. And then what you have to do, when you grow, you have to, after your mom look after you, taking care of you, and when you grown up, you have to repay kindness back to the mom, right? You can't put mother in the nursing home, You know what I mean? Here, everybody busy and go to the nursing home, but repaying kindness, you have to repay kindness to this mom. Similar, all beings are kind. How they are kind? Because all our things, food, clothing, whatever, everything comes from Mother. If you eat rice, come from Mother. If you eat vegetables, it's coming from Mother. So that's kindness, repaying the kindness. Remembering the kindness of Mother, right? Remembering. If you repay kindness, then no problem. You will remember, oh, my mom is very kind because she looked after me when I was kid. She take care of me, blah blah blah, like that. She is very kind. So repaying kindness, loving kindness. So you love, just like mother love one child, is the definition of loving kindness. Mother love her child is natural. Nobody have to say, if something happened to child, don't have to tell your mother go to hospital. She will naturally go to hospital and she can do anything natural. So that's, you love loving kindness. So you love your mom, stranger, enemy, slowly extend. They all used to be your mom. And compassion. Now compassion is, you see pain and suffering, that compassion, right? I wish these beings liberate from the pain and suffering. But that's actually wishing compassion, wishing bodhicitta mind. But what you need is extraordinary compassion, Make decision, I can do this, I can help this, in order to, my own capability. So if you go with this six, okay, recognize all beings Mother, remembering, repaying kindness of Mother, loving kindness, compassion, and extraordinary, and Bodhisattva mind is natural. That's one way of developing Bodhisattva mind. Another way of developing Bodhisattva mind is this one. This text. Exchanging oneself to other, So first, exchanging oneself to other does not mean you become other become you, It means exchanging oneself to other means change the mental attitude. Changing your attitude. It does not mean you become other and other become you. That's impossible. I become you and you become me. No, that's not exchanging oneself to other. Exchanging oneself to other means changing your mental attitude. Mental attitude means it is in samsara, right? We talk about samsara, beginningless. We cherish yourself and not cherishing other. Now switch off and cherish other more, and that exchanging oneself to other. That is exchanging oneself to other. So now the question is why we need to do this job, exchanging oneself to other. Because many disadvantage of this self-judging mind. Self-judging mind is very clever and cunning. Self-judging mind is like chronic disease. It's always there, me, like this. That's self-judging mind. In Tibet, we used to say self-judging mind is like stray dog, Stray dog, no food. If you open the door, they will steal all your food. Before it comes, you have to close the door, Close the door. Otherwise, stray dog will come and eat all your food. Self-judging mind like stray dog. It's just every time we do something, there, self-judging mind. So then thinking, many disadvantages of self-judging mind. So we see many disadvantages, right? If you are selfish, you can see how many problems we have. Like, if you are caring other, how much you receive happiness. Other people care for you. Something happened to you, everybody will concern about you. Because you're caring for others. If you are very selfish, something happened, nobody will come. You feel very lonely and you know what I mean? So just we can see from our eyes. So thinking many disadvantage of self-judging mind. And thinking advantage of judging other. If you cherish other, you will receive happiness. Here we are talking about happiness, two types of happiness, right? Generally speaking, we are talking about temporary happiness and transcendental happiness. Temporary happiness, right? All samsara pleasures are temporary happiness because they are impure. It will change, not last long. Stay a little while, then change to suffering. That's called the temporary happiness. So here we are cherishing others will receive transcendental permanent happiness to you. Transcendental permanent happiness. It means if you help other, you get benefit. You get benefit means you will strengthen your bodhicitta mind. As I mentioned before, aspirations to others and aspirations to oneself. So when you cherish 10 people one day, you're getting close to the Buddhahood. That's the point, When you practice patience, when you practice joyful effort, when you practice anything towards the sentient beings, you're getting closer to the Buddhahood. That is aspiration to oneself to achieve enlightenment. So therefore, in thinking advantage of judging others, and then actual practice, now you have this actual practice means you have understanding of recognizing self and others are same, and you discriminate many disadvantage of self-judging mind, and discriminate many advantage of judging other. Now you decide actual practice means now I can switch off this one, like switch off the light, dark. And then if it is dark, you have to switch on, light. Now switch on light, white. So now I want, it means I don't want to make friend with this cruel enemy, Before I thought he was very kind. Now I realize through practice of this Master Shantideva instruction, he's not friend, he's my enemy. Now I have to destroy this mind. Now you switch off like this. Actual practice of exchange of one. Now how can we practice? On the giving and taking meditation, on the breathing exercise. Every time we breathe, all the times, according to some sutra and tantra, one day we are breathing 72,000 times, breathing in and out. Anyway, we have to breathe. So whenever you're breathing in and out, you think about giving and taking meditation. Giving what you are giving, what you are taking. You're taking pain and suffering of all the sentient beings. So you can visualize black smoke from your left nostril, and then pain, animals, human beings, breathing in, out, and absorb into your self-judging mind and disappear, and that object of your meditation become very clear mind. Now I can give that person. Now very clear. Now what I have to give? You have to give loving kindness, compassion, and Bodhisattva mind. So on the right. So anyway, every day we breathe 72,000 times. Every time we think about giving and taking meditation. So we are thinking, practicing 72,000 giving and taking meditation every day. So then the white smoke, that is symbolizing your good qualities, Bodhisattva mind, and sent through your right nostril goes to, now these all beings are very clean and clear. Now you can give something. You know what I mean? This is just like, if your friend is very sick, right, lying on hospital, and then if you go and cook, delicious food, and go to hospital, he or she may not enjoy because sick, no feeling of eating. First, hospital, and then stay in hospital, and then after finish all medication, come back, and if you cook nice food, he and she will really enjoy. That is exactly the same giving and taking meditation too. Okay, just so these two lineage, right? Great Lama Tsongkhapa make one river, two river join together, even become stronger river. Lord Lama Tsongkhapa combine these two meditation together. So combine together means make 11 stage. Remember? 6 stage, remember? and then plus 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 stage, 7 exchanging oneself to other, 8 many disadvantages of self-judging mind, 9 advantage of judging other, 10 actual practice of giving and taking meditation, 11 giving and taking meditation. So make 11 stage of the bodhicitta mind. So if you do this practice every day, memorize this 11 stage. Think a little bit before you go to meditation. So every day you do this, then you remember mind. Now, what we have to do? After practice this, there are danger. Thieves coming, Robber will steal the bodhicitta mind. What do you have to do? Sustain your bodhicitta mind. In this lifetime or in future lifetime. Sustain that bodhicitta mind. Otherwise, robber and thief will steal all this meditation and you may lose all your merit, So sustain your bodhicitta mind in this lifetime and sustain your bodhicitta mind future lifetime. Now the sustain your bodhicitta mind in the future lifetime, right? Sustain your think so I'm not making mistake because make sure not giving wrong information. Make sure. Okay, so first is maintaining your bodhicitta mind in this lifetime. Right? So what we have to do in this lifetime, maintaining our bodhicitta mind, we have to do 4 things every day. Number 1, first chapter, this one. First chapter, all this chapter will teach you 10 benefits of bodhicitta mind. 10 benefits of bodhicitta mind. Second, you dedicate bodhicitta 3 times morning, 3 times evening. Third, what is the object of bodhicitta mind? Sentient beings. Do not focus sentient beings. Third. Fourth, accumulate 2 merit. 2 merits are generosity, morality, patience, joyful effort, and concentration are accumulation of merit. Wisdom realizing emptiness is wisdom merit. So 2 accumulation, 2 merit. So if you are thinking like this, will sustain your bodhicitta mind this lifetime. Are you guys too hot? I want to repeat 10 benefits of bodhicitta mind. First benefit, if you are bodhicitta mind, you will enter the Mayana path. Bodhicitta mind is gateway to enter the Mayana path. Number 1. Number 2, if you have this bodhicitta mind, you will receive the name children or the daughter of the Buddha. You are very close to the Buddha, very close to you are like Buddha and Bodhisattvas are like your father and you are their son and daughter. Because you have bodhicitta mind, right? That's number 2. Number 3, bodhicitta mind is very powerful, right? Like, will suppress the Hinayana Arya. They have incredible knowledge, practicing Four Noble Truth, 12 Links of Interdependent Knowledge. But bodhicitta will suppress their knowledge. Just like broken diamond, broken diamond is very powerful. right? So that's number third. Number fourth is, if you have bodhicitta mind, you become object of honor, honor. People who have bodhicitta mind, because you become holy, because you have this mind, and you become holy beings. So you are object of honor. Number fifth, the bodhicitta we accumulate very fast, very fast. So if you have bodhicitta, if you recite one mantra on the basis of bodhicitta, very powerful. So it accumulates very fast. Number six, if you have bodhicitta mind, it will purify the karma in the past karma. Because we don't know all the negative karma, right? We created many karmas, but we don't know. But if you're thinking about bodhicitta mind, because object of bodhicitta mind is limitless sentient beings. So we created karma from the sentient beings. So you're thinking this will purify previous many karmas. This is number six, right? Number seven, you will not influence by the demons and external spirit. You have, remember, because of bodhicitta mind, you will change the spirit's mind too. Remember? That monk meditating in his spirit can't harm the monk because he's meditating. Number seven, right? Number eight is, when you have bodhicitta mind, right? You seven or eight? Eight, right? Number eight. It will help you to remove external and internal obstacles. External obstacles. External obstacles, we have many obstacles, right? When we are driving, we have obstacles. When we are flying, there are obstacles. When we are walking, many, who knows? But if you have bodhicitta mind, never harm you. Internal, no problem, right? If you have bodhicitta mind, then you will accomplish full path to enlightenment. That means 5 minor path. Path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, goes with 10 bhumi, and path of no more learning, enlightenment. So that is the 10 benefit of bodhicitta mind. So you have to think this will sustain the bodhicitta mind. And rededicate 3 times morning. 3 times morning we repeat Sanjay Chunam, Soji Chunam, remember? 3 times morning, 3 times evening. This repeating bodhicitta mind. Now this sentient beings, that's difficult. We focus sentient beings. Like sentient. If somebody, enemy, we don't want to practice bodhicitta, he's my enemy, better to die, something like that. Anyway, so these are sustaining bodhicitta mind in this lifetime. Future lifetime, so then sustain the bodhicitta mind, future lifetime, we have to recognize 4 black action and then turn into the 4 white action. That is sustaining the bodhicitta mind in future lifetime. The 4 black actions are, I think I remember that. One is deceiving the teacher, telling lie. That's number 1 black. Second is disrespect towards the bodhisattvas. And third is misleading others. misleading other. If somebody doing good things, virtuous, and then you shouldn't do like this. If somebody giving things, don't do like this, misleading. And then fourth is leading to the Mayana path. Instead of leading Hinayana path, just start from the Mayana path. We have to lead sentient beings from the Mayana path, not Hinayana path. Like if we have to cross river one time better. If you go Hinayana path, 2 river crossing. First Hinayana path river, then Mayana path river. Better to cross 1 river. So when you practice Mayana path, Hinayana path beside will accomplish. You know what I mean? So that is the Bodhisattva mind. We have to meditate every day. I will guarantee you, if you meditate, you have long life, good health, prosperity, everything. Easy explained in this text. Master Shandi, there was this, 10 benefit of Bodhisattva mind. You will accomplish your, I missed one. Benefit. You will accomplish your temporary and ultimate goal. That's the one. Temporary, you can have whatever you wish. You want to do business on the basis of business. Bodhisattva mind. Successful. Temporary. This is temporary goal for us to have some, mind business or whatever you do. Ultimate goal, of course, then enlightenment. So that is the Bodhisattva mind. So we have to memorize this good. Just, equanimity, 6 level. Every day memorize, very, very good. It will clear your mind. I guarantee you, it will make your mind more, make your mind more strong, flexible, because you have this Bodhisattva mind, no discouragement, Difficult environmental, no discouragement, because of Bodhisattva mind, See His Holiness Dalai Lama, how difficult life, no discouragement, just every time, smiling, because of this precious mind. There are many, many great masters you can see in the world. Take example of Mother Teresa, Bodhisattva mind, no, Thich Nhat Hanh, master. Many, many different masters. They have Bodhisattva mind. They have no difficult time, difficult situation for them, like medicine. Just like Bodhisattvas are just like peacock, peacock. The peacock eat the poison, right? When they eat poison, they become more healthier. The feathers are shining, If crow come and eat the, poison, what happens? Crow will die. So we ordinary people are like crow. Bodhisattvas are like peacock. They can turn all this difficult situation into the path of enlightenment. And they have no discouragement. That is the power of Bodhisattva mind, So if you have, even one family, if you have Bodhisattva kindness, harmonious, no more fighting. You understand? If even one family, just don't go too far, Just one family, not much wealth, but all come together, affection, enjoy the life, drink one glass of water, tastes better. If you have so many things, but no Bodhisattva mind, you may have delicious food, whatever, no taste. Something lacking in the heart, isn't it? Your heart became empty. If you have no Bodhisattva mind, heart became empty. If you have bodhicitta mind, heart is full of joy, you know. So that's the purpose. That's why we need bodhicitta mind to practice. We need bodhicitta mind in this life, future life, wherever we go, you know. 5 powers. And when we are dying, 5 power of intention, power of familiarity, power of regret, power of promise, then bodhicitta there. No problem, die with peaceful. When we are intermediate state, 5 powers. So the bodhicitta is very important practice. You know, every day we have to think bodhicitta, you know. I will guarantee you change your life. You have good life. If you have no bodhicitta mind, no good. Empty heart. You know, heart is broken. You know what I mean? Then you may have nice house, luxury, you know, but you will not enjoy because lacking of this precious mind. So therefore, it is the instruction given by the Shantideva. I'm just repeating, okay, I'm not making any story, but whatever in the text, I just repeat and telling you, you should do this. Then it benefits you. Me too, I benefit me too. You know. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.